You there, Flatlander. Stay at your business.
Die Mittleren hat mich persönlich damit beauftragt, mit dem Anführer dieses Dorfes zu sprechen, aber der Makellosen zeigen.
Typical of you Flatlanders. Lucky for you, the goddess don't discriminate against cowards. Well, come quickly then. There's still townsfolk on the loose, and the chase has probably made them wild as cornered dogs. One might pop out of a bush and take an eye before you can shout your own name. Better you first check in with the higher-ups. You've got Jarl, the righteous leader of Weird the Mountain, and blood-stained Gratilda, queen dog of the giant toads. Trust me, you'll know her when you see her. Now scram, and make your introductions before word gets to them there's an intruder here.
Geht doch.
They say humans and orcs don't get along, but I've seen a pair as thick as a troll's toe hair.
Comrade, did you hear that? It sounds like these Immaculates are at odds with the local orc savages. We may be able to turn this to our advantage. I'll keep a sharp eye out for anything we could use to nudge these factions closer to chaos. If we can get them to destroy each other, we'll kill two birds without even having to pick up a stone. Nothing would please me more than seeing Hunter's Edge cleared of the scum that destroyed it. I may not be able to undo the past, but together, we can dole out justice for those who've suffered.
Is that what you call those things?
Ja, wenn wir sie gegeneinander ausspielen können.
Did someone leave an oven door open?
I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
Is you one of those little spits looking for the villagers? What? Free to address your betters, are you? I ain't afraid of a single frog-skinned one of you.
I
Then why
picked
not
him for a
stand up
dry
and face
shirt.
me?
Hornloser Gorak.
On one, blasting mosquitoes. Never a moment's peace with these filthy vermin buzzing in me. Oh, brother, I've crossed me pests. 'Tweren't a tiny winged bloodsucker whining at me, but a tiny-footed one.
Erzählt mir von euch.
Brother, I think the human's asking me a question. Think I ought to tell the tiny pest who I am? Ought I tell her I lost his horn in a scuffle with another ickle human? Maybe it was this one's brother. That pesky bugger might have got me on, but I've got something too. His wee head.
My kingdom for a dry shirt.
Wir brauchen etwas, um Ratten wieder aus ihren Löchern zu locken. Weil jetzt hauen die alle ab, weil wir eine getötet haben. Ach, dafür kann ich dafür gar nichts.
Back on my feet again.
Michaelis.
Look here! Look at you! How I admire one whose head is... Not I, alas. I fare not so. For I may replace my battered cranium as jauntily as a wizard may his hat. Just consider some of these examples here before me. How I admire this one's kingly brow, that one's exquisite jaw, yonder one's deep-set sockets that held a warrior's eyes. Why make a permanent choice? Why not cater to the occasion as called for? I would, but for the question, where does the soul reside? And so I ask, where are you? O ephemeral soul, if in a tooth you may be pulled, if in an arm you may be broken, where are you, O delicate monstrosity?
Dieser Brunnen hat schon bessere Tage gesehen, nicht wahr?
As have we all. Townsfolk would sit on these benches and talk about their day. Children would sprinkle water at one another and snigger.
Hier, das verseuchte Wasser. Hihi.
Now their
Lass uns
mouths
daran
neither
spielen.
talk nor snigger any longer. And all that is sprinkled about is blood. Days pass me by no longer, only the dreams of what was, but can never be again.
Warum ist es so wichtig zu wissen, wo im Körper die Seele weilt?
Surely you jest when you question this question's importance. Say I opt for that there fair-featured sovereign of a skull. What happens if another soul lies therein sequestered? If I play the part of the aforementioned wizard, and swap its rugged lineaments for the feeble ones that are my own, who shall I become? Yes. Who is I then? Were I sure that the soul houses within the chest, within one's little toe for all I care, I would fret not so. But the certainty I
Oh nein, das ist kein Roboter, das ist ein Skelett, was wiederbelebt wurde und sich fragt, wo die Seele haust.
You, oh, I beg of you, have you not the answer?
Ihr müsst euch keine Sorgen machen. Anders als unsere Köpfe und Körper sind es wir und unsere Seelen, die eins und unzertrennlich sind.
You needn't worry. Unlike our heads and our bodies, it is we and our souls that are one and indivisible.
Genau. Sucht euch einen neuen Schädel, wenn ihr wollt. Es wird nichts daran ändern, wer ihr wirklich seid.
I concur. Pick a new skull if you want one. It's not going to change who you are in the least.
But of course, why was I so blind? The soul is not of the body, it is of the spirit. A new skull I shall have, but same person I'll remain. Oh, the agony of choice. I think I'll opt for the one with the kingly brow.
Wäre natürlich doof, wenn er sich dann doch verändert. Dadurch.
What? Where in the blazes? The last I knew was an orc coming at me with an axe. What's this then? Who in the hells are you? And where am I? These aren't my bones. I was made of sterner stuff, make no mistake.
Ihr habt euren Schädel gewechselt, erinnert ihr euch?
Switched skulls? What do you want about, you loon? This is intolerable. I used to be an important man round these parts, you know. I demand respect. The mayor I was and the mayor I am still. Now leave me be. Right.
Wir haben uns wohl geirrt.
Did make him swap souls after all.
On the bright side, we seem to have answered one of the world's oldest questions.
Hello again. Do you bring good news?
Tja, doof gelaufen. Mit dem Schädeltausch. Also tauscht nicht eure Köpfe. Es könnte dazu führen, dass plötzlich ein anderer in eurem Körper lebt.
I'd never have judged a few grimy ground dwellers, and lost ones at that, to be worth all this fuss.
Chief knows what he knows. He says, find the cellar, so that's what we do.
Well, for all he knows, they could be knee-deep in forest muck, miles away from here. Feel anything strange underfoot? The Orks insist there's a cellar here, but we haven't found so much as a hole for squatting.
Warum sucht ihr einen Keller?
Someone got the brilliant inkling that the missing villagers are hiding in a secret cellar. This was their home, but there's no sign of anything more than orcish garbage here.
Was könnt ihr mir über diese Dorfbewohner sagen?
The wizard servants they were.
Ach so.
And the great queen goon of the Orks thinks they'll know how to get inside the wizard's house. Even if they don't, I suppose she hopes to cut them down, same as the rest of their kin.
The thing won't budge. Then again, I thought the same
Wait,
about that
some
village's
rubbish.
kneecap.
I ain't a bleeding maid.
Is this one of them fancy scribble pages? Never did trust them myself.
Hey, do you already check beneath these boards? Any sign of them?
None here. And no hint of that secret cellar either. Who would have thought Flatlanders would be so clever?
Well, keep looking. We'll rip out every board if need be. Chief's orders. There's nothing to find
Ain't
in
there
this
something behind
bleeding
here?
dump.
Ja.
Where could a gaggle of scared peasants get to?
The Orks tore through this place like wild pigs.
My kingdom for a
all
dry
the way
shirt.
to my foot soles.
Muss ich vielleicht Käse irgendwo hinlegen? Und dadurch kommen die Orks wieder raus. Deprimierter Hund.
The dog looks up at you with misery-ridden eyes. Its tail doesn't wag, and when it tries to bark or speak, only silence reaches your ears.
Armes Dinge können nicht sprechen, oder?
The dog hangs its head, then looks north. Filled with fury, it barks noiselessly in the direction of the forest.
Die mit Käse rauslocken geht sogar. Hallo, Divino.
Someone's there.
Is it against Orkish custom to take a dip in the river now and again? You smell like a wounded hog.
Ach, ihr seid die beiden, die ein bisschen näher zusammen sind, als gut ist für zwei Spezies.
You must be itching to lose your fingers if you dare disturb my camp, human.
What are you playing at, Toadskin? Watch how you address us, you betters. You did hear how Homeless Gorag got his name after all.
Yeah, piss off then. Go and gab amongst yourselves like a pair of chickens, why don't ya?
Was tut ihr beide hier?
I could ask the same of you, small bones. I don't go stopping up to you in a ballet class demanding to know which pirouette you're doing next, do I?
Let the lost die that we may live.
Quit your sneaking around, you snake.
Did someone leave an oven door open?
I haven't got a hole in my pocket, have I?
Giftige Kreaturen. Ein ausführliches und gut geschriebenes Buch über alle Arten von exotischen Kreaturen und Giften. Die eigentliche Frage ist, warum sind überall Trinkfläschchen? Nicht Trinkfläschchen, sondern... Ja, hier ist doch ein Keller.
Thought you said it was me who popped. One side. I ain't got time for chatting till I find the damn thing.
Welches Ding meint ihr?
The key to the armory, of course. Hasn't that frog-skinned oaf been roaring about from here to the warehouse?
Was wisst ihr über den Schlüssel zur Waffenkammer?
Not a damn thing in all the 12 hills of hell. This idiot orc has no idea where he's lost the damn thing. So he's taken to blaming me, a passerby. It's just like an orc to save his own skin by flaying someone else.
I haven't got a hole in my pocket, have I?
Dieser Ork scheint ein bisschen in Panik geraten zu sein.
You'd be too if you'd misplaced something of Gratilda's. I once saw her skin her own foot soldier alive for mispronouncing All Mother. And he'd only done it after she'd
Hallo
knocked
Libby
his teeth out
im
for
Chat.
sneezing in her presence. What's worse is, the coward's blaming his troubles on me, only because I happened to be passing by when he noticed his armory key was missing. I'd tell him to piss off and be on my way, but he threatened to tell Gratilda it's me who stole it. Somehow, I doubt I'll get to tell my side of things before my head was shorn clear off.
Erzählt mir von euch.
What does that matter? Quit buzzing in my ear.
Okay, er will mir nichts erzählen.
Well, well, well. Thought you could get away with it, did ya? Don't look so confused, Pinky. The armory key. Hand it over.
Sprecht mir über euren verlorenen Schlüssel.
It's small, metal, fits in a keyhole.
Ja, ihr wollt, dass ich den Schlüssel für euch finde. Aber
Source hunter, scavenger hunter. For better or worse, our resumes are
Probably lost something of his own ass.
The humans the one chucking it.
Passt schon. Ob es hier unten Erdbeben gibt? Die Kunst des Whiskys. Die Herstellung eines Single Malt Whisky beginnt bereits auf dem Feld, wo die Gerste wächst. Genügend Regen, gefolgt von einer längeren Trockenperiode, sorgt für hervorragend geeignete Gerste. Die Gerste mahlen. Der Schrot wird von einem Quellwasser zu einer schweren braunen Würze vermischt. Muss mehrere Jahrzehnte reifen. Ich denke mal, wir können Alkohol herstellen. Was, mit der Kameraperspektive am Wackeln?
I need to dry off.
Und ja, ich denke mal schon, dass wir irgendwann mal Alkohol herstellen müssen. Das kannst du mich auch in der Mühle hier machen.
What's that?
It never rains, but it pours, eh?
What are you doing lingering around here anyway, human?
Brutilda doesn't tell you a thing, does she? We're waiting to fight the final battle. The time is nearly nigh.
Oh, I could do with a cold drink.
Battle is it? Ain't they a lovely sight up there, all in a row? Sang 'em up myself, I did. Each of the little darlings. A sweeter sight I could ask for.
Ihr seid hier also der Henker.
I never did much care for the turf myself. I'm more of a caretaker, you see. The world's a wild place, unpredictable at best. But here, upon these gallows, there's peace, calm.
Mit Kleinen meint ihr
And my little ones stay alive.
die Verurteilten wahrscheinlich.
Condemned in this life, perhaps. But when they come to rest in my nooses, their sins are washed away. These aren't thieves and murderers and traitors, you see. After I've laid them to rest here, they're pure as angels. My little angels.
Er geht in seinem Job richtig auf. Erzählt mir mehr über diese Männer und Orks.
It'll be an honor. Where ought we to start?
Erzähl mir was vom Mann ganz links.
Paulie came first, the little rogue. A human he was, and Gratilda ordered him hanged while Jarl was out on the hunt. He was the first I got to tuck in myself since coming to this town. Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday. The fussy little dear didn't want to go to sleep. No, no. Kicked and screamed, he did. But he started to calm down a bit after I strung him up, as I knew he would. And soon, he was fast asleep.
Und was ist mit dem zweiten Mann von links?
Oh, my little Tierlo. He was a sweet one right from the start. A thief, I think he was in his last life. But he accepted what was to come easy as pie. The guards handed him to me, limp as a doll and shivering with fright. I strung him up nice and slow, so as not to worry the poor dear.
Und was ist mit dem Ork? Dritter von links.
The nerd, you mean? He was one of Grotild's. After some impertinent question or other, I believe it was. Impertinent questions. A plague among we Orks, they are. Ending more death than horn rot these days. Well, Grotilda dispatched him, but it was I who collected the great heavy deer and strung him up here. Grotilda said he'd be a warning to the others, but I think he's a great addition to the family, to boot. He does look a lovely sort of pale green colour, don't he? Like a dusty ancient jade. Beautiful.
Führt ihr alle eure Hinrichtungen selbst durch?
Most of them, yes. But that's far from my only order of business. Our great Queen Grotilda is no stranger at getting her claws bloody, and she'll not hesitate to pluck out a pair of eyes what looked at her sideways. I handle all the dreaming dears when she's done with them all the same, whether they're my little ones or hers.
Tilda over the edge, does
What
it?
about that one? Who the coward skulks around? Neither or you there. Tell me, how's your vision? Any ailments in the liver or spleen? Lost ones are everywhere these days, after all.
Ich glaube, du bist auch nicht so wichtig.
You look like a discreet sort. Come here, why don't ya?
Let's get them.
Hey, you, stranger, over here. You look like you could use a leg up against the competition. With pleasure, my lord.
Na, der hat Tenebrium-Waffen.
Jack of clubs. Interesting.
Leitfaden zur eleganten Folter.
Go on.
Fine, fine, I'll check too. Now, let's see what we have hiding under there. 6 of clubs.
Should I? Yeah, why not? 15 gold.
Damn it all to hell, I fold.
Come, let's see those cards.
Need 'em and weak.
Das Splitterbuch, ein Leitfaden zur eleganten Folter, Band 3, Schnelligkeit. Was ist zu tun, wenn die Zeit eine wichtige Rolle spielt? Es ist bedauernswert, doch wenn... Die sind gerade... Mir ist alles zu laut hier in der Umgebung gerade. Da muss ich das Buch auch nicht vorlesen.
Did someone even have a door open? In the market for some premium gear, are ya?
What is it that you
Claim
so
des
enjoy
Wassers.
about death?
Just the one coin for me.
Seven's my lucky number, so 7 it is.
I get all the peace I need from serving the goddess. A life of peace, I say. Let the lost die that we may live.
Körperstärke, Initiative.
What are you, a beggar? I'll add another 10 to the tally.
Brutilda doesn't tell
Ah, der
us
Rattenfänger.
does she? We're waiting to
Well. What do we have here? Human reinforcements. No need for a supple young kitten like yourself here. My rats will find the villagers in no time at all.
Erzählt mir von euch.
Do you pretend not to know me, child? Surely you stare into my left eye each time you admire the full moon. But play coy if you will. The All-Mother called me here to find a certain tiny herd of sheep missing from her flock. Ah, the wolfish shepherd woman, she. I am world-renowned for my ability to search and to find. Why,
you might ask, feigning ignorance so that you might hear more of my lilting voice. Rats, kitten, rats are always the answer. There's no hole they won't find, no stench that can deter them. No, there is no hiding from a rat, and so there is no hiding from me.
Gibt natürlich was, was sich vor der Ratte verstecken kann. Ein Vogel.
I am their king, and my subjects will find those hidden villages in no time at all.
Was könnt ihr mir über eure Ratten sagen?
Something must have startled them. Was it you, traitor? What did you tell them? I swear, I can explain.
You may live.
Na gut. Könnte sein.
Yes, and we do suckle from the teat of her goodwill. No wonder so many of us starve. An iron fist in an iron glove is our Grtilda. She doesn't tolerate failure any more than I tolerate a spring nymph stealing glimpses of me during bath time.
Erzählt mir mehr über die versteckten Dorfbewohner. Ja, das ist jetzt gerade die Allmutter, das kennen wir alles. Also das kennen wir nicht alles, aber wir haben schon genug von der Allmutter gehört eigentlich.
Naughty, naughty. I'll give them quite the spanking when my rats whisper to me where to find them. Yes, perhaps I'll get my fill of my own private punishments first and foremost. The All-Mother believes those villagers, being the one-time servants of the wizard, will know how to find him. Or at least how to break the enchantments shielding his house. Wicked enchantments, are they?
Warum suchen wir nach dem Zauberer?
What? Do I look like his secretary? And even if I were, with my hair in a tight little bun and my quill at the ready.
Die Allmutter erzählt ihre Sachen nur nachts ihrem Kopfkissen.
I spotted something interesting.
Oh, da ist was verbuddelt.
I'm drenched.
What is it that you so enjoy about death?
Oh, even the old mother can bust this steel in a single blow.
I get all the peace I get from serving the goddess. A life.
Even the old mother
could harbour such useful relics. You may think well, by the boot soles of Burl Boonhammer, what have we here?
Ach, das ist der Anführer von den Bergleuten und die Anführerin von den Orks hier.
Another human in Hunter's Edge. State your business, whelp.
Wir sind Makellose, die aus Silbertal geschickt wurden, um euch zu unterstützen.
Hail, Immaculate. By the sickle of Tyr Gutgouger, I'm glad to...
If you fancy keeping that human face of yours, I wouldn't take my cues from the chief of the mountain apes. I may have sworn to refrain from carving my name across his back, but yours, I do believe, is free for the taking.
Regular ray of sunshine, ain't she? Don't let her manners fool you, though. Her disposition may be dark, but her wit is bright. Bright and devious. Believe me when I tell you that she's plotting against us as we speak, and would have long given the order to spill our blood if she wasn't leashed by the orders of the conduit herself. But by the shield of the Stormbringer, she'll not outfox the sworn brothers of Tanneroth. And I sincerely hope she won't outfox the likes of you either. You belong to the Silverglen tribe, I take it. Thought you were all holed up in Hiberheim. But it pleases me to see some of your number have come to Hunter's Edge.
In Hiberheim lebt nicht mehr so viel von den...
Yes, an outsider not as yet distrusted by the Orks is exactly what I need in the matter of the missing bloodstones and the matter of the wizard's house. But let's talk in my headquarters over yonder. For by the beard of the Bear Slayer, there are too many green ears around here.
Krieg der Steine. Wir trafen auf Jarl, den Anführer der hiesigen Krieger, sowie auf Grutilda, die Anführerin der Orks. Jarl möchte mit uns über einige Dinge sprechen und bat uns, ihn im Hauptquartier des Stammes zu treffen.
Such useful relics. Share. Oh, my augur's flame kindles at your approach. In the market for some magical artifacts and scrolls, are you?
What do you call it?
So viel Kram.
Oh, this swill is hardly better than swamp water.
Elementars Meister. Können wir nicht. Immunität gegen Niederschlagen. Moment, den haben wir so gesehen schon. Jetzt bin ich irritiert. Oder hatte ich mir das eingebildet?
Conduit's orders. Best not to get on our bad side. You know.
Ich hatte doch schon mal irgendwo einen Ring, der bei Berührung Betäuben erzeugt hat. Oder war es der Vergiften bei Kontaktring? Ach, so eine Kacke. Entschuldigung. Den möchte ich aber auch haben für Madora. Oh, ich habe den damals einfach nicht gekauft. Dann kommt er nämlich hier hin. Dann werden Leute, die angreifen, betäubt und vergiftet. So, aber ich werde mal jetzt breaken müssen. Der Hund sitzt hier schon und will gerne raus. Wir sehen uns wahrscheinlich heute Abend wieder, aber erst etwas später. Weil ich jetzt nachher noch mal kurz weg bin. Und es war heute eigentlich Stream 13 und nicht Stream 12.